draft. You have a Jakiro farming up top. He's level 5. He's getting a phenomenal amount of farm. He has face boots up and running. He's going to go. Steak. Oh, nice dodge. Should be enough.
Trying to bring down Radiant's top tower. Radiant's top tower just got sent to the bottom.
And the T1 Towers, 3k old lead, 6 minutes in, and their strategy is working quite well. And with the 500 mark complete, they're probably going to go for a Shrine with the Nature's Prophet, as well as the Yak on Mayan. Nope. Tough luck for you, the Yak. Just Blizzy taking it solo. More ganking. It should be. I have some questions about Blizzy's items here. Just some. I know that Magic Wand is a really good item, but I don't think you need 2 of them. I mean, there's a lot of spells to be cast on Empire, but yeah, they're gonna continue doing that, especially with Jakiro. You have to, like, again, you can't afford to let the Terrorblade get anything in this game. Neither does the Dragon Knight. He's already doing a little bit of damage in the mid tower, on the mid tower. But yeah, Pelantum is just gonna. I'm gonna keep farming. He doesn't even care for damage at this point.
Don't think he loved me. seeking, just like your ships. No. Pull roots and run.
Yeah, they managed to claim one of the kills, but the pressure will not stop from the side of Vega. They're just gonna go for the next T1. They're already setting up for 2 lanes at the same time. Yeah, with Slayer running around in the jungle on the Invis Bait, and it should have no problem doing so.
Look at him go.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Yeah. No, but they traded out the line for another tower at the bottom lane, and now they've got a pressure in T2 as well. There's a fortification already running out. They have a catapult running for them. They have a lot of treants coming up off cooldown as well. And with the max liquid fire, they should be able to claim this pretty easily.
Middle tower is drowning.
Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff bottom tower has rung its last bell.
Oh, a nice rage. It's a lot of damage being done, but look at bottom. They're not even stopping. Like, there's only 2 heroes, but we're just gonna casually pressure the T3. Yeah. Yeah, it's 16 minutes, nothing more. Thank you. We're gonna... Interesting. Yeah, they have to get something on the board now. They have to find a pick off until later push. Be it trading at Zayak on the Lion, finding him. He is level 6, Nightstalker only on level 5. Or just utilize the Dragon form, the next one that was coming up, and just take a tower. There's a Shadowblade finished up for the DK, so they have that going for them. Again, they're setting up for the next T2 already, and with max liquid fire, you have an endless amount of pushing power. And there's the Nature's Prophet TP. Trains up and running. Yeah, it's like a discount Meteor Hammer, just better. But what do we do if they actually give a Meteor Hammers now? We're screwed then. Oh, undershot.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Money changes hands.
Yeah, that's overall still a win for them. They managed to do some damage on the tower. They got 2 track kills off of this, and they forced the Dragon form, most importantly. Oh, Yoki finds Blizzy.
It's magic.
Yeah, one big downside of the Vega strat right now is that the terror rate is absolutely uncontested. So he found the way very well. He's on the same spot as the Jakira and the Lifestealer. He has his mentor coming up to him. I believe it's on it. No, not on the courier. No, it's just the Yasha, but he's working for the BKB now, and then he's gonna go into the mentor. And I think once he has that BKB coming off and he doesn't get harassed by the Lion, they should not have enough damage to actually battle out against him on the Terror Blade. So he's looking at a pretty comfortable game if they manage to hold so far. And while there's two towers on the bottom lane done for, yeah, the bottom one took a little bit of damage as well. They still lack the amount. They still lack a little bit of pushing from Vega. So they're gonna fix that with the push in mid now.
Top tower is under attack.
Radiant's middle tower just killed.
Dire's top tower is about to take the plunge.
Ooh, bottom. They just brought often. Just finished up the Radiance as well. 16-minute Radiance timing on Pelantimos. That's 2 kills. Yeah, that's one track kill. That's 2 kills in total. With Treants and Liquid Fire, you're gonna lose another T2 if you're unlucky here. And this is working out really well. They only have to Pangaloot to deep push, and he doesn't. Well, he has 2 javelins. He can't kill all the creeps because it has a limit. It has a little bit of a cooldown as well, and Liquid Fire effectively takes out the tower in terms of defending. Another tower falls. 8k gold lead now.
Little something extra for the effort.
Flesh sustains, gold remains.
Yeah, I must say, like, I really like the item build on the Pangoli as well on Ghostic. He's just maxing out the javelins. He has 3 already. Not sure if he wants to pick up a 4th. Probably it's going to be a basher or something defensive. Also getting nice spotted on the ward here, getting hit by the Nature's Prophet ultimate. But just going for as much wave clear as possible. That's his only job. He needs to kill the creep waves so they don't take as much damage on the towers. They know this game is over once the Terror Blade reaches critical mass. Oh, Yogi.
My light sets.
And look where they're positioned. They have 2 lanes pushing in as well, so they're gonna go for this already weakened T3 tower at the bottom lane. Pangoli is in no position. He is TPing in, but he's gonna take so much damage. Yeah, fresh tree ends up and running as well. Just the defensive, yeah. Just forcing out the defensive dragon form. That's enough for Vega. They're gonna back off. They're gonna take entire control of the Empire jungle. They're gonna deny any farm from Terrorblade once he comes up again and delay their win condition by like 2-3 minutes. That's another track kill on 5 heroes. Now a 10k gold lead. That's the thing, you have a bounty hunter, you never fall behind off of any pickoff. You're not going to lose your lead once you establish it. Now with the Roshan, they are more than well equipped to just go for the high ground. There's a Radiance as well as a Solar Crest on Pelantimos on the Lifestealer, so he can just run up and hit the buildings together with the Jakiro, who doesn't fall victim to any ganks due to Iron Disc. Almost got the jump top. If that is really happy you got out of that one. And Shadowblade on Blizzy as well. Yeah, just getting more mobility when you have the bounty hunter. There's a smoker coming in on Blizzy. He has to be careful. He's gonna die just before the Shadowblade, I think. Yeah, there's a Night Stalker.
Dire's bottom tower is about to flounder. Dire's bottom tower won't last long.
So,
Dire's bottom
yeah, and they might claim a T1, but they won't even get to T1. They just have to back off. No BKB. Dragonform is about to run out as well. Only like 10 seconds remaining. And Undershock is just going for more here. Dragon fight. Oh.
Nature's guardian returns.
Monster kills! We're twice the dragon you'll ever be.
That was... He bought back, but it was still worth because of the track kill. Like, he did not lose any gold in that. Yeah. It's all on Pango now. Ghost Stick gotta clear the wave. You gotta get lucky on the Javelin procs. Otherwise they're gonna lose the 2-3 tire. And
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is about to take the blood. Dire's top tower is gone.
Radiant's bottom barracks have fallen.
They must have trained under you. Tower is under attack. Radiant better raise a defense for their bottom barracks.
Radiant's bottom
an entire lane. That is 14k net worth lead. It's still a little bit late, I would say. I think they wanted to do this like 5 minutes earlier. But it's still looking pretty good for them. I just want to see Meteor Hammers at this point. I want to... Oh, hold on. Wait there. Find these. Actually, they don't want to find him.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack. Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
Yeah, Lotus Orb next up on Undershock as well. So they have one counter to the Sunder already. Anyone else queued it up? Not that I can spot out. So they have a Falstaff as well. They have a Yasha finished up on Palatimos. He's going for the SNY next. Some more stats, more power. He just needs to stay in the front line. He has to enable the Jakiro to just keep hitting liquid fire on the towers. Yeah, he's also godlike, so... Just here. Wish my support games were going as good as that.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
that should be the second shrine falling down as well as the T2 soon. I don't think that Empire is in a position where they can actively defend his T2 yet. Not with Slayer already lingering behind the tower. 3 mana region. Didn't even need it. 17k lead now with all the objectives down. There's really only the high ground left to take.
Top tower.
That takes a lot of damage. Of course, because who doesn't like apple misses? The most enjoyable mechanic in the game. We all love it, right? It's so fun.
Dire's bottom tower is about to flounder. Dire's bottom tower couldn't withstand the tide.
Yeah, I mean, losing the bounty hunter, that happens from time to time. You want to establish vision, and just try to find pickoffs, especially when you have a Nature's Prophet on the team. So from time to time, you just run into enemies and die. It's just how it goes. They still have a big lead in this game, and I feel like with Nature's Prophet, they should be able to lock this game down if they don't make any big mistakes. They also have a Lifestealer who's really good early on against both the Dragon and Terrorblade. He falls a little bit short later on because Terrorblade just walks over him, and looking at it, Terrorblade has a good amount of items up as well. He already has the MKB, so he can't miss anymore. He's now straight for the sky. He's been skipping the Manta style. Realizing against the Lion, my illusions are not as good. But they might fight Nyx here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower can't handle this danger.
Yeah, even forcing it to buy bank. That's not going to stop them. There's still 20 seconds on the Terrorblade, so they're just going to take some chunks out of the meteorites as well. Not sure if they... Yeah. No, I think they want to disengage. They want to, again, take away farm from the Terrorblade on both sides of the jungle. And then give him anything he can rely on. And then just wait until Empire comes out of the base, overextends again, and then just snipe off somebody with bounty hunter actively looking for the targets, establishing vision, and then they go high ground again. And that's pretty much all they want. Also, next ration will be spawning in 2 minutes. Might be an objective they want to look forward as well. And if you're in Empire's position, what is there? What can you do? You can only farm up your Terrorblade. You can try to make space with the DK, but against such a lineup that is so mobile, I mean, oh, was that under the ward, the smoke? Not sure. I think it was barely out of vision. Palladiumos would be the great target, but he's dodging so well.
Radiant are scanning for enemies. Double kill.
Regeneration.
Undershot? GG is called.
Holy shit.
Odin! There's no room in this world
Radiant's
for
top
a
tower.
victory! Empire's turn to pick.
But again, it's the Earth Spirit instead of the Bounty Hunter this time. They have the Nature's Prophet as the first pick, not even trying to hide it. They're just gonna go for my pickups, especially with an AA coming out in the first phase from Empire. That means they are going to be extremely squishy on the lanes, and they don't have defensive supports yet. They have a little bit of it now with the Tusk, which is a scary combination with the AA. Lots of winter-themed heroes already. Team Green versus Team Winter, apparently. But
yeah, I was surprised to see, you know, I wouldn't have been too surprised to see these picks in reverse order, but they go for the Tusk in the second phase in any case. And certainly the Sigil and Tusk's entire toolkit really nice to have up against the Prophet. Once you get that talent for the snowball damage, you can kind of just clear the wave up, which is really nice, and always, of course, potential for saves. Going to be really nice for Empire to have.
Yeah. Going with the usual standard, banning at the Beastmaster, good D-push, good pick-up potential. I think this is all on the pushing strength for Vega once more, but it seems like Empire is a little bit more on the watch out for now. They're gonna, with the Tusk ready, they keep their cards open, they don't overcommit to the strategy, even banning out the lifesteal, so almost banning the entire lineup already.
Yeah, and it already feels like in the previous matchup, they were a bit greedy against, you know, what essentially was going to be a 5-man push to assemble early. And it already feels like they're addressing that by, you know, supplementing their team fight. They had a Night Stalker Witch Doctor duo in the last game, which, you know, can be potent in the early lanes, but isn't the greatest as far as team fight combination early on. And these two heroes certainly provide it in spades. So speaking of the Witch Doctor, Vega going to grab it for themselves.
Yeah, good sustain in the front line. Decent, decent support. It's a great support right now. He just brings everything to the table. You have that insane ultimate, which is like a Crystal Maiden ult with reliable damage, you could say. You have the added benefit of that. You have that sustain as well as a cast early on. Prevents any rotations from dominating creeps and whatnot. So ideally you don't want that against Witch Doctor either. And overall just a solid hero. And Empire is going to respond with the Bat Rider, so they have a Nature's Prophet hunting hero.
Yeah, similar to the Beastmaster in nature, they also have the Tusk with the Sigil, and both Tusk and both Tusk and Bat Rider was going to say combo very nicely with the AA Blast. So certainly helps supplement their laning power as well. They can even throw the Tusk alongside the Bat Rider. You know, one thing you can do to kind of counter heroes like the Earth Spirit and nature heroes that want to roam around and garner advantages as far as being, you know, up in numbers in other lanes is you force him to be in one predictable location. And if Tusk and Bat Rider can pressure the safe laner +1, keep that Earth Spirit top, at least they can have a beat on where he is at all times. So
prominent counter against the Bat Rider, as well as good against the Tusk. Nice against Ancient Operation as well. He should overall have fairly defensive setup already for Vega, so they don't take any risks. They see that Empire is adapting to the strategy, and they just probably go for something for Protect 1 again. Question is, with Lifesteal banner, do they take up something like a Gyrocopter who's still in the pool? I could see that work, and it looks pretty solid.
Yeah, and it has, you know, very kind of oddly been ignored thus far in this draft, whereas it has at least been addressed in a ban in every of our previous drafts, it seems. Really nice against the Prophet as well with the flak.
Yeah, but it feels like it's a little bit not tanky enough for them.
Yeah,
maybe they cheese Empire again and just go for an Abaddon, just having that reliable Bat Rider counter and then just run at them again, just fulfilling the similar role that the Jakiri did in the last game. They could run something like an Abaddon again. Like, Puck is in the same position, Nature's Prophet is gonna have the same lane. Oh, nope. Not gonna happen. Not with Void on the field. This is their deep push. This is Empire not taking any risks. They thought long about it, wasting a lot of their reserve time for it. But yeah, that's the pick they want, just so this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, something that was certainly on our radar when Dendi did pick up the AA, but that was promptly banned out by FNG and Team Spirit. So throwback combination here with the Void AA. And generally speaking, a Battle Fury builder as well for the FV. So alongside the Bat Rider can kind of keep the lanes pushed out against the Prophet. So it doesn't have the perfect matchup against the Puck. So we'll see how the Void fares, but likely to be a safe lane Void. So he should be
safe
able to
lane
gain a
void,
good
and-
amount of farm.
Yeah, and for the offlane, I would argue something like an Underlord could work out quite well for them. Fits the same role as the Beastmaster, has some deep push, isn't too easy to actually gank. Only thing to really watch out for would be the Witch Doctor Maledict, which you can build a pipe against if you want to. But I feel like they want something with a little bit more carry potential if this is not a mid bat. Might still as well be just the offlane bat and they just pick up the normal mid laner, which should be something online of a DK, of an OD.
Yeah, OD
DK.
co-op.
I would Quab is banned out, but I would say DK is, while it struggles a little bit against the Witch Doctor, you will always have that Quelling Blade against the Nature's Prophet early on, and you just dominate your lane against the Puck. And Puck is a hero that really wants to dominate his lane. He can't afford to fall behind. He wants to get out of the lane with a lot of levels, with a lot of farm, then go to the side lanes and start rotating and getting kills and snowball into the mid game, which is really hard against DK because you will never kill him on the lane until he makes a misstep. Yeah, Death Prophet banned out from Vega as well, so this screams DK to me.
Yeah, so Vega gonna opt to kind of ban out the more natural combination with the Void, but certainly DK, no slouch in that manner. Has a ranged form of his own.
Shadow Fiend could work as well. It's a little bit greedy, but it would give them some magic burst damage together with the AA.
Yeah, the only thing about the Shadow Fiend is perhaps the vulnerability against the Earth Spirit, but definitely, as you mentioned, fits the bill of adding a little bit more carry power to their lineup. And it feels like that this fifth pick does have to, in some respects, add a little bit of a right-click and scaling.
The safety ban, the Brood is out. That would have been a horrific Brood from Vega if they decide to go for it. They would have the Chrono to counter it, but that is pretty much it, and Brood would have had a free early game.
10 seconds.
You could see a Morphling coming out from Vega, maybe, if they want to opt for a little bit of more late game. Just to have reliable late game up and running for them, and just to be safe. It's also pretty nice against the Void that you can morph into him. So it's not too bad, but there's the Dragon Knight.
Makes a lot of sense here. As you mentioned, just kind of nullifies the early game potential of the Puck. And can combo decently with the FV as well, can provide some vision with the Shadow Blade set up for this AA blast. That's a likely build from him. We'll see if Vega want to flex their picks here. Certainly Prophet and Puck pretty versatile as far as where they can go in lane. You see something like a PL potentially working out for Vega here? Putting that mid?
Working out, yes, but I don't think Vega wants to go for the PL. I don't think it's their kind of style, their kind of theme they want to establish in the game. I think they want somebody with a little bit better push than just the PL. PL is actually not good at pushing early on. He has good sustain in terms of having targets under the tower to hit you, but you want somebody who amplifies your pushing power phenomenally, and yeah, there's a Gyrocopter. Yeah, that's a reasonable pick. It's a little bit risky against Battle Rider and Faceless Void because there's that high disable on Team Empire, but it's really good against the Dragon Knight. And I can, yeah, Palantimos picks him up. Probably should be a mid Jarroy. I'm pretty sure they want to rotate him to wherever the Dragon Knight is sitting, so they have magic damage on the lane with the Witch Doctor, and Maledict together with Rocket Barrage is just so much damage they can't do anything about.
It will be interesting to see what the laning setup looks like from either side. Whether they put the Tusk off with the Bat Rider or not. Where Zayat ends up on the Earth Spirit.
Alright, looking at the draft, I must say, this feels like Vega all over again. It has some different heroes, actually 4 of them, but I feel like they accomplished the exact same in the second game as they did in the first game, which is have a dominant laning phase, then use your mid game heroes like a Gyrocopter and a Nature's Prophet to never let the push stop.
Yeah, my only concern, you know, I feel that if you can get an early 6 on Miposhka, then perhaps you push, but there's very little, it seems, that they can do to kind of stop the train. But I mean, there's definitely potential for this Batrider Tusk lane to throw off the timing.
It's such a powerful lane, actually. You have to really watch out what you're doing. They don't have... that's something missed in the draft. That would have been an argument in favor of the PL being able to jump over the shards. But yeah, they're gonna look at the ice shards together with Firefly. So once this lane reaches like level 2, that's a high amount of damage coming out, and they have a little bit together with the paralyzing cask on the Witch Doctor, but it's still kind of hard to pull off. They probably put a puck in the bot lane just to dodge the side. He can jump over the shards, and then put Jar in the mid.
Seconds to battle.
So it's looking like he's looking perhaps for a courier, maybe just to drag the wave away, help his offlaner out, but posture up pretty deep in behind enemy lines. Throws out the distraction GLHF, so no one thinks any better of it.
Yeah, just, we're all friendly, we're only sending it out runes. Please don't check your jungle, thank you.
Undershock makes his way up to the north, and will actually be caught by the shards here. We'll just wait them out though as the cask flies. Ghostic to pick up one rune. Undershock grabs another.
3 for 1 for Vega again. At least they got one with Ghostic. We both know if you get all 4 runes in one team, the game is already over. Even if it takes 97 minutes.
Pull being executed by Zayat as we expected. And this should ensure that Blizzy not only gets some good harass done on Nyx, forcing him to time walk away, but also get some levels underneath the tower. Early on, it is going to be Palantimos against FN, as you alluded to, and he is going to go for the homing missile build against the DK. Yeah, at least early on.
Yeah, that's just because he can always throw it out, and they have an Earth Spirit and the Nature's Prophet coming in, so that's 2 reliable stuns you will hit. So just stacking up the stuns, having a super solid early game. We mentioned it in the draft. They're gonna snatch up 2-3 levels. Trying to, we see with Maposh against the Yak already, just denying as much as possible, and then they go for the aggressive ganking style we've seen so far.
Yeah, Undershock up against the Batrider, as you mentioned, with the kind of elusive abilities. Gyrocopter just a little less appealing in that, right? So far, off lane for Vega has done very well. Already almost level 3 on Blizzy on his Nature's Prophet by virtue of that pull that Zayat got done for him.
Nice play by Palantimos in the mid lane, timing the home missile just right so he gets both the range creeps, not missing anything. Really keeps him in the lane. He's still a little bit behind against the DK, but that's because, well, it's a DK. You will never deny him farm. He has Breath Fire, he reduces your damage. He's always going to get last hits.
Maledict gonna fly out onto Yoku, but Slayer, the one in trouble. Orb of Venom is there. He's got stick though. We'll kind of bait this out, but to no avail as Yoku will draw first blood.
Not TPing in the Nature's Prophet. They cancelled out the TP, saying like, oh, I'm dead anyways. I think they could have gotten Yoku there and tried to trade out. They chose to keep up the harass on the Faceless Void instead.
And Nyx underneath his tower here on the Void. 5-2 to the 11-4 of his laning counterpart. And now perhaps in trouble could be Makoshka. He's going to have to rotate down to the south in order to avoid this body blocking from the Treants. And attempting a full-on double wave pull here is the Prophet with his Treants. Yeah, kind of an odd trajectory for the wave there.
Well, so gotta do what you're gonna do. Get your experience in. Yeah, he's about to hit level 4 on the Nature's Prophet. And we have a disconnect. Cool. He's gonna finish up the face boots, and then we're gonna see the same stuff all over again. He's just gonna TP on lanes. They try to get pickoffs, especially with the homing missile. Puck on bottom is on level 3. He's struggling just a little bit to find more levels. He should ideally be on like level 4 by this point for the safe lane. But yeah, that's to be expected. You're up against the Batrider Tusk lane, so there's naturally a lot of harassment you have to deal with. Mid lane for Empire is looking really good though.
Yeah, side lanes look great for Vega, but yeah, 10 denies on FN, and he's a full level ahead, even more of the gyro. So that is certainly kind of what's keeping this roughly even. But you see Vega with the 1k net worth lead, despite that lead in the mid lane. So side lane's going pretty well, particularly the top. But yeah, FN getting all he needs in the mid.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be difficult for Vega to come across the DK in the mid game. No ganks have been made so far. 3 minutes in, no big rotations. I would have expected at least like one from Slayer to Zayek, just making some pressure on the DK so Jaro gets his levels up. Even did choose to not level up the rocket barrage just yet, unsure if he wants the homing missile or the additional flag cannon and skipping the rocket barrage early on. But I feel like with those rotations, they have Nature's Prophet at their disposal, so they can always go for like 4 people in mid instead of just only 3.
Yeah.
Looks like we're on the way again.
Saya TPing in top. Nick's a pretty difficult kill, but perhaps this Ancient Apparition can be aggressed upon. Poshka looking to soak up some XP. We'll get level 2, and meanwhile mid lane
what a scam.
Out. So
some good game sense who made that call.
Sitting up on the hill. And yeah, he's been missing from bot lane for a little bit now. Undershot gonna have to defensively jaunt as he accrued too many of those stacks. Cask will fly out here. Maledict is there as well. Undershock has orb in just a second. Haste Rune is there. And yeah, he will be able to pick it up. Now Ghost Stick gonna catch a few of those Maledict ticks, but should be able to make it back to his tower. Meanwhile, top lane Blizzy actually going down. Waning Rift is there onto Ghost Stick, and with the Haste Rune, Undershock will find the return kill. Yoku's rotation and did net a big kill on the Nature's Prophet top, it seems.
Yeah, the key timing as well. He just finished up the face boot, so it's not that tragic. But still, finding any kill right now for Empire is just slowing down Vega. Last game we saw Vega going off with a normal start, being like, was it 7-0, 8-0, something like that.
There it is, the 4-man rotation you were talking about in the mid. Palantimos baiting FN up onto the high ground, getting a big kill on the Dragon Knight just as he uses Dragon Form as well. So that's going to be on the sidelines. And Zayat's TPing in as well as the Witch Doctor, and Blizzy off of death makes his way towards the mid lane as well. So return kill net by Vega, 2-2. They'll square things up here 5 minutes in.
Seems like more internet issues. Not good.
Yeah, so it's almost the last couple of minutes kind of rendered this bottom lane a pseudo mid lane 1v1 Puck versus the Bat Rider, and Bat Rider, you know, aside from the one death for Ghost Stick, doing admirably in this matchup. But yeah,
to be fair, he really only died because of the haste. That's just really rude luck by the Puck and having the advantage and just running him down. The only defensive measurement the Bat Rider has against movement speed would be Firefly and the Napalm stacks, which Puck can always get rid of. You see, cute little play, baiting out, waiting for the stacks to disappear, and now Ghost Stick has to actually watch out so he doesn't take too much damage. It's a neat matchup.
And now rotating in, Slayer has a cask available. Will catch the flame break on Undershock, so he's going to take a good amount of damage here, salving and bottling up in the fog. And Undershock forced to expend those Swan charges, and now mid. FN with the Breathe Fire trying to take out Zayats, but tough skills on cooldown. Earth Spirit will be able to make it back to safety. So
they're getting
feel like they can queue up the push, but
yeah, they don't have that tool like a Jakira with a lot of levels they had last time on the safe lane. This time it's the Puck instead, and Puck is not as good as pushing towers. He's really good at hunting behind the tower, which I like the pickup for. They can potentially find like someone like a Void or like a Bat Rider behind the tower and do not run into any trouble.
4-man rotation in mid by Empire side. Sentry though is going to find Miposhka. They do get the roll off and the boulder smash, and the homing missile will finish him off. Up to the high ground goes Palantimos. He does not have the call down just yet, and with Ghost Stick rotating in and the shards, he should be left for dead. Key to find the initial kill on the AA in that scenario.
Yeah, Killing off the gyrocopter while he's not level 6, that's a good benefit for him. DK is already on level 7, so he completely won the mid lane in terms of both last hits and experience. He's looking at 40 last hits to the 18 of the gyrocopter, or more than doubling him up. And that's gonna hunt Vega in the long run. But
Zayat's in trouble. Gets the kick back on Ghosting. And he'll be just fine for now. Meanwhile, bottom lane, the push is finally queued up here as Blizzy joins his teammates, takes out the trees as well, so that TPs inbound are very obvious. And it is going to be first FN's Dragon Knight. Flamebreak and a fly out. Doesn't look like it connected on anyone. Coil is available for Undershock, but FN a very tanky target. Meanwhile, Zayat's jockeying for position with Yoku.
Yeah, they have their own little battle, but Yuki's gonna... Yeah, he's gonna lose the fight apparently.
Yeah, Maledict is there, Boulder Smash there as well. Undershock gonna make it away from the lane as FN went for the Dragon Tail. Does get the denial though. Roll up to the high ground is gonna connect on the DK, but opting not to pursue forward. A very tanky target there is the remainder of Vega. In the meanwhile though, Nyx has been free farming to his heart's delight. 49 and 27 on the Void, looking to pick up that level 8 very shortly, and yet to use the first chrono of the game.